Hi, everybody. I'm here with Rob Lacone and the miserable liberal, Steph Semorano.
Howdy, howdy.
So the thing happened. They didn't pass the health care. But who's responsible? Well, Trumpy. He tweeted this out. He says, 3 Republicans and 48 Democrats let the American people down. As I said from the beginning, let Obamacare implode, then deal. Watch. That's really what a leader does. It's like,
That's
that's what
You're
it is.
doomed.
Like I said before, let's let the car crash. Who cares? I'm just a driving instructor. Let it crash. Teach people a lesson. Yeah. I say let everything go to shit in the country. Teach them a lesson.
You don't want my shitty, not thought out plan that screws over most of you? Well, fuck you then. Watch it implode.
So Trump doesn't even understand what's going on that he doesn't even understand that. Well, here's what he's saying now. He says if Republicans are going to pass great future legislation in the Senate, they must immediately go to a 51-vote majority, not senseless 60. I don't know how to break it to you, Trump, but that vote last night was a majority vote. They tried to get a simple 51. Guess what? The 51 was against your legislation. Yeah, 51-49. So too bad for you guys. Too bad for you. Yet doesn't even understand that they're not trying to get a 60 vote. They're not trying to do that.
Jimmy,
And they left a tweet up.
Isn't it just because Donald Trump isn't a math scientist?
He's probably not a math scientist like myself. I used to be a math surgeon. A little different. So Trump is blaming the 3 Democrats and the 48 Republicans. It's always everybody else's fault. But if you
48 Democrats are Republicans.
what did I say?
You said
I meant it the other way.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not a math surgeon. So listen to what he has to say, because of course Trump is going to blame everybody but himself. But who's really the fault? It's really Trump's. He didn't do it. Well, he'll tell you.
And reversing Obamacare, he would say, well, he's trying. He couldn't be trying any harder. It's his fellow Republicans who are letting him down.
That is an extremely, I think, disingenuous argument, because what Trump was doing this week, this is the final push for his one signature agenda item so far that's come to a vote. Yesterday, he was tweeting about TV shows. He was attacking his attorney general. 3 days ago, he was telling Boy Scouts about a hot cocktail party in New York. I mean,
Come on, what's wrong with that? That doesn't help get health care passed? The Boy Scouts, he's trying to get them on his side so they go home and then they tell their kids. Their parents, but I must say like Trump because of that cocktail party story.
I gotta go speak to the Boy Scouts. I need to sway some swing voters.
Give me a couple of stories from that party in the Hamptons.
Gotta keep it PG.
He's got more to say.
you know, when we had Obamacare, there was 10 months of a legislative push backed by the president barnstorming the country and explaining to the American people why they should want this bill. Trump didn't do any of that. He just tried to bully people on Twitter and then got distracted by attacking members of his own administration, including his acting FBI director and his attorney general. So the fact that that didn't push this agenda over the line shouldn't come to any surprise to anyone who understands how Washington functions.
Yeah, when you think about it, I didn't think about it till I saw that guy say that or heard him say that. I do remember Barack Obama barnstorming the country, selling his Obamacare to people. And remember, that's when he had to tell them, if you like your plan, you can keep it. Boy, did they stick that in his ass, right? Remember he said that? They would never let him, I can't keep my shitty plan, right? That's what, so yeah, you could keep, you can't keep plans that are so shitty, they're now illegal. That's what. Boy, did they. So remember, that's when he said that, when he was going around trying to drum up. So that's what you do as a president, especially if you're popular. You go around, you try to gin up support for it. Well, this Trump healthcare bill was like, what, 12, 13% approval? One of the most unpopular bills ever.
Could have used a little bump.
Could have used a little
PR
help.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you go out, you help, you stump for it. No, he didn't do anything. He did tweet about Jeff Sessions. He did attack his own attorney general. Isn't that awesome?
It's like he has this. I know he has a personality defect. Like we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
But he has ADD at the nth degree. You know, he can't focus on anything. The most important legislation that he could focus on this week, he incapable. He's hanging out with Boy Scouts.
And he doesn't know how to conduct himself while giving a speech to them. This is the leader of the free world. The Boy Scouts had to apologize for him.
And
The Boy Scouts literally apologized to anybody who was offended after the president's speech at the Boy Scouts.
And you know what? The Democrats lost to him.
Ah! Keep that in mind. That's I always think of that Dylan Radigan quote about think about how repulsive the Democrats had to be for people to even entertain the idea to vote for Trump. That's what Dylan Radigan says.
Yeah.
Or I'm paraphrasing, but he's very close to what he said. So who's really to blame? Of course, it's Trump. Trump didn't do a goddamn thing for this. He doesn't even know what's in it. He doesn't even know you only need a majority to pass it. He didn't even know that. He didn't even know he lost. Why or how? What the numbers were? He doesn't have any idea. So, think about that. Think about that. And if you're a Trump voter, and I know there's some Trump voters who watch the show because they appreciate my integrity and my honesty in taking shots at the left. Well, this is the Trump. First of all, this is horrible for you. This wasn't good for anybody. So that's why it has such a low approval. Everybody knew this was a bill that was screwing them over. So you voted for Trump. He didn't drain the swamp. He did drain it, and he filled it back up with more Goldman Sachs people than before. He can't do this. He's gonna, it's just this. So he's not the guy we wanted him to be, right? You wanted him to be this great deal maker. He's going to really stick to the Chinese, and he's going to have better trade for us, and we're going to be get on our feet again. And he's going to save good jobs, and he's not doing any of that. He's not doing any of that. In fact, even on what was it American Heroes? What was it that he hired a bunch of foreign workers at his hotel just recently during American Worker Week or something? Anyway, I had to accept that I was a chump for voting for Barack Obama. Maybe it's a little early for you to accept that you were a chump for voting for Trump. But if you voted for Hillary, you're definitely a chump. Because what did it get you? You got fucking Trump anyway. And you didn't even get to vote your conscience. Right?
No,
I voted my
that is
conscience.
true.
Steph, you vote your conscience?
I voted my conscience. And
Ron?
I have to tell you, I regret that I voted ever for Clinton. Horrible.
Me too.
I want to blame it on youth.
I know. You know what? Yeah.
I never vote. I mean, I wasn't old enough to vote for Bill. So.
Oh, you're
I've
lucky
never-
because
I've
you
never
would have.
voted for a Clinton. Yeah, I know I would have. But
I
yeah,
voted for
wasn't old
Clinton.
enough.
I wasn't smart enough. I was starting to sniff him out back in the 90s. When Al Gore ran is when I would realize, oh, these guys are horrible. So anyway, there you go. That's who's to blame. Trump. Trump didn't go out and try to get this passed. Why? Because it's super unpopular. B, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He's still president. He celebrated losing by firing Reince Priebus.